Well, good morning and welcome to the July 15th, 2026 Middlebury Park and Recreation Board meeting. We have everybody here in attendance today, and so that's wonderful. And so let's just get into the meeting. And everybody has received Elma's wonderful minutes, I'm certain.
Not mine.
Barb's.
Oh, they were Barb's. They were Barb's last time, Allison's usually. Yeah. So anyhow, do I have a motion to accept those minutes as prepared?
I will.
A second?
1 second.
All in favor, say
Aye.
We're in business, okay? Public comments. Strange thing. It's like it's Park Commissioner comments.
I'm going to be meeting Mike next Wednesday
Okay,
to talk about some things in the last few months, so.
yeah, just review.
Yep.
Good idea.
Yep.
Good idea, thank you. Financials, we had the financials emailed to us. Any questions or comments? If not, we'll keep on moving. Tom, do you want to talk about Parks and Rec Superintendent?
Yep, did just send out just this morning a report. So it'll be in your email boxes, but, and I think I'm gonna try to start including the minutes from the different committees, which I did in this one, so the Trails Committee and the Landscaping Committee.
Oh, in the report.
In the report, so then, because that then goes to the town council, so they get to see
Yeah,
some of the other things that are going on, because usually in just the big park report is just a couple little blurbs about each committee. This way they see, all the work that's being done, pretty much. So, other than that, it's obviously been hot lately, so we've been watering a lot extra. Last week wasn't too bad, but, this is the second week in the 3 weeks, so we're trying to get as much stuff done before noon. And, guys have been coming in like 5:30, 6 o'clock even, and trying to be done by 1 or 2 o'clock for the day, so. We do have some, events coming up. Tomorrow is the In the River hike. So Krista Daniels and I will be leading that. Hopefully we'll get a turnout. If not, we'll just have fun in the river. It's gonna be another 90-degree day, so it is gonna be towards the evening, 7 p.m. But cool off a little bit and kind of walk in the river and talk about feel the current and talk about how the water impacts the riverbanks, erosion, deposition, habitats, and stuff like that. So, and then Friday is the music in the parks. We're looking at the weather because it's looking like the weather could be impacting that. We do have Plan B, which would be to move the concert to the library. This is the concert the library is funding, so it's part of the celebration. The whole point is a combination of their end of the summer fun or summer reading program, and it's also the last day of our summer fun day camp program. So we do have Plan B. We did have a little scare of both food trucks backed out as of Tuesday, or today's, I guess it was Monday. Today's Wednesday, and so we're kind of scrambling, but Darla found a truck to step in. It's going to be Village Inn. And it was actually kind of sometimes some of these things force you into doing some things that maybe you should have done before, and like checking with the health department and finding out there's actually a pre-approved list of vendors that have a permanent license, that they don't need the temporary licenses. And this is all fairly new to us as far as, getting food trucks here and there, but, and also found out that they enacted a new policy in 2025 where the coordinator has to send information out to them, to the health department, to let them know we're having an event with food trucks and what food trucks are planning to be there, the time of the events, and I knew nothing about that. So last year, technically, we should have done that for Riverfest, but didn't know anything about it. So Darla just found out about it as well. So we'll be doing that. So, but yeah, so now we have a whole list of, there's like 50 or so that are pre-approved. You know, some of them are kind of close, some are, you know, but it's all in Elkhart County. So that's kind of good to know, and you know, definitely something good to fall back on, because if someone were to step in and try to step in that needed a temporary permit within a week's time of the event, they have to pay double the cost of being there for the permit. So there's not a lot of food trucks that are really willing to do that, to step up to fill in a spot. So, so yeah, but been doing a lot of, you know, mulching, pruning, extra watering, herbicide and stuff like that. And last, been doing some of the natural herbicide, especially on the hot days. You know, vinegar, because really the chemical doesn't really work well when it's really, really hot and muggy. But the vinegar actually works better when it's hot to kill the plants. So, yeah.
It's cheaper.
Yeah, pretty much. Yep. Other than that, anybody have any questions? Still a lot going on, but again, trying to get most of the stuff done before it gets really hot during the days. So,
Okay, thank you, Tom. We'll move into the project area. Landscape, I'll take that. A lot of things happened in the past 30 days in Landscape Committee. Just to hit a couple of items, the American flags along the Pumpkin Vine Nature Trail from Bristow to the bridge generated a lot of positive comments. So, and they were very picturesque. So,
oh yeah.
so we're planning on doing that. Tom, what on the three major national holidays?
Yeah, Memorial Day, 4th of July, and Veterans Day.
Right, and so yesterday morning, Shar and I took them down so that we can facilitate mowing. So,
Yeah.
So really a good program. It's very nice. Another thing the Landscape Committee did is we took a field trip to Wellfield Botanical Gardens. And I made arrangements for a guide. We paid for a guide. This was, number one, well worth the time with the group. Of course, what we're looking at is what Wellfield does in regard to design, people flow, plants, and probably ideas for the future as much as anything. But then we have come back and we've made a list of learnings and observations. What did we learn for this day? And just a couple of items here. One is the garden and the garden theme. We've used that for Kreider, but what this I think pointed out is we need to carry this forward and embellish it, and so we'll put that on our plate to do. The Wellfield has a Japanese garden. We've had a Japanese garden. We probably need to do some more communications about our relatively new Japanese garden. Also, we've called it Oriental, we've called it Japanese, we've called it Asian in the past. And so after some discussion and research, it is from this point forward the Japanese garden. And that's consistent with the garden at the 1934 World's Fair, or the diorama. So another good deal here. Another item has to do with donations, and we've done well with donations. Wellfield kind of made it a little more formal, and that is that they've got a listing of things that they need. We've got benches. We need benches. We needed this type of bench here and this type of bench there, likewise with the trash cans, art objects, and we've talked about this, but they formalized it so that they can, when they have it, somebody says, hey, listen, I would like to donate da-da-da-da-da-da, or cash, and I'd like to have, and we have it, I'd like to do it in Kreider Garden, okay? So what we, and Tom's working on this, and we've done some things like this in the past with FOMP and so forth, but we'll formalize this whole donation thing. We've been pretty good at this, but one of the things that they emphasized is you let people choose what they want, but we take cash. We aren't going to have somebody buy something and say we want to place it. So we're going to formalize this whole donation things, and as we get moved forward to it, we'll bring this to this group. So we're not putting that on the top of things and drop everything else and write that, but we'll work on it. So long story short, I won't go into some other items here. We have a page and a half of observations. We'll do some more field trips. So that has worked extremely well. Shar hosted, was it last week? Shar hosted a lunch for the landscape committee and the park staff to say thank you guys, because so many things that they do to support the landscape committee.
That was real nice.
Yep, very nicely done at her house, and did a garden tour afterwards. So nice deal. Another thing that's going on right now is the Elkhart County Convention Visitors Bureau is making a plan to celebrate the 20th anniversary of the Quilt Garden program. Can't believe it was 20 years. So they are making a documentary which will be filmed. They've asked me to be a part of that filming because I think I've outlived everybody who originally put it together. So that's going to happen next Monday in Kreider Garden. And Tom's helping to facilitate the whole situation. When I first got into this, I thought, well, this is pretty simple. I can kind of do this off the top of my head. Well, wrong. They've got the pages of questions and how that they like to have this thing structured. So we'll get it done. We'll get it done. But they're putting time with professional people to come, help put this together, help facilitate it, number one, help do the filming, number two. And so it's going to be very professionally done. Probably not going to be available till next spring, but so be it. So help me think about me on Monday about noon. If I can remember everything I'm supposed to remember. So quite a few things on landscape. We'll move over to trails.
Trails Committee is not meeting in July. We met in May. We meet every other month. Our agenda for September for that meeting is pretty simple. It's going to be trail maintenance here in Middlebury. Come up with a plan for that. Also talk about the trail maintenance funding through the foundation, and that is primarily geared toward the pumpkin vines, so get a feel for what that's going to look like. And then our third item is to hear from Brittany and Carla, hopefully one of them will be there, about a conference they went to down in, I'm going to say Bentonville, Arkansas. I think that's where it was. But small towns, how they've incorporated trails and some of the things that they have done to make the town friendlier to outside people and all that. So we just want to hear best practices kind of report from them, and just how we can apply some of that, if we can apply some of that. And other than that, we appreciate the work on the trails you guys are doing. I ran into Andrew and Jim this morning on the pumpkin vine while I was walking, and they're cutting back all the stuff that's encroaching on the trail, and it's hot. So, yeah, so thank you for that. And really, that's kind of it for trails. It's just waiting for fall. And then in November, we're hoping to have the big planning meeting with our dreaming meeting, where we're, laying out all the maps and trying to figure out what attaches to what and what we can go forward with. So that'll be exciting in November, so.
Wonderful.
We did skip Riverfest.
Yeah, I'm just looking at that.
Yep.
Talk about Riverfest, Tom?
Yeah, not much, but we had a meeting this month, and things are going good. Shoot's going to be here in a month and a half. But I guess the big thing for I'm putting together like the volunteer coordinator spots and stuff like that. And if anyone here is available that day, it's basically all hands on deck if possible.
You give us the date again, sorry.
Yeah, August 29th.
Okay.
11 to 3. But things are shaping up pretty good. I believe, Barb, you and Al I think we talked, and it's kind of in between a couple of your trips.
No, we're here.
You're here, yeah. So we can talk after the meeting, but, getting you guys lined up in a spot that you would like to be there, we don't want you to be in something that you're like, oh, I hate this. Yeah, I never want to do this again. But, yeah, so try to put you in a spot that you enjoy it, but also be very helpful and getting everything done. So,
Why don't we, that being said, let's, when we're done recording here, let's just get down here, down front.
we can talk about that as we eat some pie that I brought from Essen House. So,
Fantastic.
Bada bing, baby.
Well, I want to jump in here. I'm disappointed that nobody has mentioned my little display down front.
well, I was wondering what that was.
Okay, well, it's a secret, and we'll deal with that after the formal meetings. Pumpkin Vine Advisory, Tom.
We have a meeting tomorrow in Elkhart. So it's going to be a normal meeting about just normal business for Pumpkin Vine Advisory, but they are trying to come up with a separate meeting. Most likely, they wanted to see if they could possibly piggyback on, right behind this regular set meeting schedule to do then a meeting for the discussion for the maintenance funds. Didn't quite work out with people's schedules for this month, so that meeting is yet to be announced, but should be coming up soon. But yeah, we'll definitely have something some updates for next month to report back. It's exciting time. Exciting time over there. There's the Pumpkin Vine is in good hands, and both literally and financially. So
Fantastic. Anything, Tom and Tim, on property acquisition?
yeah, so MACOG is we're kind of working a little bit with what MACOG's doing with the land, the trash analysis assessment. I'm not saying it all quite right there, but it's still kind of in the works, and I guess still trying to define exactly what we actually need to define, and as far as how big of an area we want to assess. And I think that's something that MACOG is working with IDEM to make sure that we're all on the same page, and to, if we ideally assess where we're going to plan to do the development, would be, I think, the best case scenario. And as long as IDEM is okay with that, I think we can go forward. But it's it's a good start, and we're getting pretty close to getting some stuff ready to go, and then just, that'll need to come back here for, once we have some sort of a agreement / contract. Oh, yeah, we're doing that next week. Yeah, thank you. We're meeting with, I forget his name right now. Lauren Beachy. Yep, Lauren Beachy next week. To go over, there's a form that they want the property owner to read over and sign to allow MACOG to, start that process. They'll wait until they get that, and then I guess that is that's definitely the next step. Once that's done, then they can go and actually apply for the funding and really get the ball rolling at that point. So hopefully Lauren is, it's pretty, it takes a lot of the liability off the landowner, which is nice, what I read through. So we'll see how that goes.
Well, I skipped another one. Friends of the Parks. I think basically the only thing that's really happened to report on is Tim and Dick Cook, Tom and I met, and our objective was to think about, do we have 3 new board members? Quality people, a lot of ability, a lot of skills. And so our thought process was to help make available places for these people to plug in and do things on projects or with the committee that they are comfortable with and utilize their skills. So that came out of there, and I'll when we get to a new business, I will let Tim talk about exciting ideas here. So that takes care of the Friends, I guess. Elma? Communications.
Okay. We are going to have a one-page flyer in the Middlebury Matters. One side will be the Riverfest flyer, and the other side will have the November closing of the restroom, the Owl Prowl, and verbiage about Riverfest. Anything else you can think of that needs to be included?
And the next one would be in October? November.
Oh,
That's
okay.
why we have to do the
Owl Prowl.
restroom closing now.
And yeah, true.
It's too early for save the date for the tree lighting. You might as well do that in November. Yeah. Pumpkin race? I know it's not ours, but
Yeah.
it gets a lot of publicity, but
There probably wouldn't be room to put a picture of the flags along the trail, would there? I
Yeah,
don't
we
know.
could do that.
Okay.
It's pretty neat.
Got a good picture.
I will send you what I have.
I'm sure you would.
I've got several pictures. I added one to the report, but I'm not sure. None of them are like super great.
I've got one. I'll send you and you can decide.
Exactly. Everybody send what they have, and
Yeah.
Elma can decide.
Okay.
And I need to get Elma the Riverfest flyer. We talked at Riverfest about maybe adding a eagle to that
Right.
top of the picture of the flyer itself. So I will. I haven't sent that to. You need that by the 25th,
I have to have it to her by the 24th.
24th. Okay, yeah.
So that means you need to get it to me before the 24th.
Yes.
And we just need to make sure everything we try to get it in that last week in July to the printers, so that way they can get it to us, so we can get everything stuff. So it's a whole process.
Sure.
Well, if you need help stuffing too, I'm sure we can get volunteers to help with that process.
The 24th, next week, the 24th
Yes.
Yeah.
If possible.
of July, not August.
Yeah.
Correct.
July, okay.
Is that Friday?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, if you can't get it to us Friday, Monday, I know it can be,
Don't give me wiggle room, because I'll take it. It's the 24th.
Yep. All right. Sounds good.
And once this weekend is passed, I'll put Riverfest up on both sides of the Memorial Park board.
Yes, thank you for continuing to do that. That's great.
Well, I think we've, programs, my intent there was just to review upcoming events, which I think we already.
Kinda already done that, yeah.
Let's go from projects to old business. Old business and new business doesn't have a lot of stuff here. Old business is the Riverbend Bridge. The bridge project, what is it? What is it called?
Well, that's a different bridge. This is the bridge, the footbridge over Elkhart.
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
okay, you're right, you're right.
So this one, I had a second engineering crew come out. It's just one guy. They're structural engineer from JPR last Thursday. Met with him. And he's going to get us a quote for JPR. Then we'll have two different quotes, one from Abden Marshing JPR. And then we'll need to move forward pretty quickly to agree on that. And, you know, basically the rest, so just so you guys know, the rest of our funding for, you know, improvement line and, you know, basically anything else we got left over is we're have to throw it all at this. It's going to be, the current quote we have is $40,000 for engineering. Hoping we might get a little bit less from JPR, but we'll see. The engineer that I met with was very, very interested in the project and kind of excited about the project. He's a younger guy. But yeah, he had a lot of enthusiasm about it. So hopefully we'll get at least a comparable and maybe a little bit less of a cost on that. And then,
hopefully he doesn't watch this video. So
what's that?
hopefully he doesn't watch this video so he knows not what to quote.
Crap. Yep, you're right. Shouldn't have did that. Anyway,
So that scope, it also includes the embankment, right?
correct.
So some of the stabilization, okay.
Yep, yep. Yeah, that's it.
All right, well, now we'll go to bridge number 265 across the Little Elkhart River. What was the organization that sent us the letter, Tom, that?
Structure Point.
Structure Point, asking for our approval of this entire project. Mary and I have talked about it, Tom and I have talked about it, and basically the information that we have in the file right now is over a year old. We haven't had a need to visit this for some time. I'm not for certain what we have is the final plans, so that's number one. Number two, I think Tim and Allison, what Bridge 265, what's going on, So I think they need to have an opportunity to see here of what the project is. And I think the best thing to do that is I suggest that we put some stakes, some markers out, outlining the project so that we could have a separate time that we could all go out there and look at just exactly what this means. It looks like we're going to lose almost an acre out of Riverbend Park. What does that mean where it is? How does it affect the trail? How does it affect the trees? How does it affect the light posts? So I'll leave it up Tom and Mary to figure out when we could get that marked. And I know there's a lots going on, so whenever we can get this marked, then we'll call a time that we could meet out there, hopefully a little cooler, and understand exactly what's going to happen.
Is there a timeline associated with the response?
Oh, well, they were wanting us to respond right away, and we just don't have quite that time yet.
Okay.
What did we get this, mid last week? Something like that. July 2nd was dated, but
And that project is slated for 28 or 29? Okay.
So we'll have to see if they would be willing to come out and mark those areas again and maybe even meet with us out on
That'd
site.
be great.
Yeah, that would be nice.
That would take this marking thing out of our wheelhouse.
Yeah. Yeah, because I mean, I wouldn't know where to start as far as marking. And we want to make sure it's correct and yeah, that they can meet us on site and answer any questions and hopefully have some updated design plans and
Yeah, good idea.
so.
Yeah, Barb, in regard to the timeline, I think they need to give us the timeline to review, and then we'll answer. I've talked about the Quilt Garden documentary filming back up at the landscaping, and I think we'll turn to Tim and Blue Way.
Sure. So we, like John said, we met with Dick, Tom, and John. We identified a few folks that have expressed interest in the Blue Way and helping out. So we'll get a committee together, at least of probably Dave Stuckey, Max Troyer, Margaret, I'm blanking on her last name. Easton. And if I get her contact information from somebody, that'd be great. Lance Wyrick, who's also on the redevelopment board as well. Anyone else that you guys think of, obviously Tom too, but anyone else you think of that would have interest, let us know. We are tackling a trial run on Saturday, so
This Saturday?
this Saturday from, hopefully about 2.5 hours. We're going to go from Riverbend to County Road 35. So I've talked to the landowner on County Road 35 that we can get out on her land. She was okay with that. So that'll be kind of the initial, is this doable, with a major maintenance push at the beginning and then, kind of routine maintenance going forward. So we'll give it a shot. After that, we'll know, hey, this is realistic. We're going to get a committee together. And then it's all the details of finding landing spots, finding funding, finding, routine maintenance folks that are willing to take a week every 5 weeks to make sure the river's passable. So yeah, I think we're very excited. The two guys that are going with me on Saturday are very excited about it. Yes, it will be an
Oh, yeah.
adventure. So I'm sure there'll be some really rough sections, but yeah, it'd be really sweet to have. So it's about a 3.6 mile run to County Road 35 if you use the mill straight. So I need to talk to them as well, just get permission to get out there, portage around, and so it should be fun. We'll see.
Well, this is a new, exciting project, Tim. Thank you
Yeah,
for
it'd be
taking
very
this
cool.
on. You
Yep.
bet. And we'll put this up under projects in the future. so.
Yep.
Yeah, it'd be fun. I did talk to Margaret after the meeting, Riverfest meeting, and she's, like I said before, she's just connected with so many
Oh,
people
my.
kayak-wise.
People like Margaret.
Yeah.
And she knows people in the state levels and county levels and stuff, and so she did have some information already and
Good.
maybe even a little bit of a grant opportunity, so. And she's gonna reach out, actually, she already did reach out and forwarded an email to me with one fella from like a different kind of coalition group that is already doing this type of work, so. Yeah.
Fantastic.
I got just an update from last month that the Every Door Direct mail costs for potentially going out beyond the town limits. And again, there's a little bit of overlap in all these. There's unfortunately not, one route or multiple routes that don't include some downtown businesses or residents. Anyways, so this would be 4 total routes. It would be a total of 2,591 pieces. And the postage cost would be $673. And then, of course, above and beyond that would be the printing cost, so.
So that if there are 2,600 pieces, is that how many households?
Yeah, that's how many actual pieces will be delivered to a residence or a business.
What was that number again? 2,591.
591. What's that?
That seems low to me.
That's not including the in-town, not
That would
all
get it
the-
anyway.
Yeah.
Because
It includes some of them, but
Okay,
not
it
all.
doesn't include, okay, this is an addition too.
Yes, this should be, like I said, there's a little bit of overlap, so some people would, in-town would still get them, but it hits, out of the town routes.
So if we were to think about a total number receiving this communication, including the town one, would it be safe to say 5,000, 5,500?
How many pieces do you guys normally, do you know?
Normally, we send out around 1,400.
Oh, so not that much. I don't know why in my head I was
About
thinking it
4,000.
was 8,000 or 9,000. But again, I don't know where that came.
That's not every route, like that, is that just Middlebury Township, or is that?
That's it's on the EDM tool, it's the one that shows that the 46540, there's like 7 total routes. And 4 of those 7, because like 2 of the routes are mainly downtown. And, or maybe even just, it's weird how it's all broken up. Unfortunately, it's like all downtown's not 1 or 2 different routes.
Are there people in the school district that have a Goshen address?
Yes,
Yeah.
especially Jefferson area.
Oh,
I
okay.
know, I just talked to a friend just yesterday. She said, my kids go to Middlebury. I want to be more involved with Middlebury stuff. How do I find out what to do for Middlebury stuff? And because she is the Goshen
Yeah.
So
address.
maybe we want to look at that. I don't know I think they have a 514 and a 515 or 516 or something, or maybe I'm thinking of Elkhart. I don't know.
That's Elkhart.
That's Elkhart, okay.
28 would be Goshen in that area.
Yeah,
Anything north of US 33 is 528
okay.
for Goshen.
And I'm not sure if we can go through our post office to deliver that way, or that, okay, yeah. So I could probably find out how to get those routes. I
Yeah,
could
I
probably
just-
even do it on the online tool. I have to put in that, you said it's 5428 or
46528.
46528. I think if I just put in that zip code, then it'll pop up those extra routes. Okay. So it'd be, yeah, we could get more into that and more routes and of course, more pieces and more cost, but
It'll be interesting to think about,
we have it on.
to look at these events we're having, and I know all the events are not apples to apples, but attendance at events since we've not had the in Middlebury as our main communication vehicle. And I don't know how you gauge that, because sometimes
Yeah.
it's a weather thing, or
Right.
the, school calendar, or, that's very, yeah, not data-driven necessarily, but, yeah, it would just be interesting. I would think the water hike tomorrow would be packed because it's
so
so darn
warm.
hot. But then again, is the water really high, and would parents say,
Yeah.
I don't know, I mean, a lot of stuff goes into it. So, yeah.
So that reminded me, as you said something in there, that you reminded me of, I guess, just publication in general. So we did contract with a radio station to do a little bit of publicity for the concerts.
Oh,
And we're
good.
going to end up doing the same thing with Riverfest. So 102.7 Froggy is currently, I think it's like a total of 30 total commercials throughout a week, so it's not a lot. But they're good. I have heard it once. And so that's been promoting for the concert this Friday, One Lane Bridge, and then B100 Country is going to be promoting for the country concert in August. So that one costs more just because B100 has a bigger following and bigger audience. But So we're able to use some of the funds from the Community Foundation grant to pay for that.
Great.
So is there any other business to bring before the board? If not, we consider this adjourned.